like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful, you and me, we meant to be.
Hi there, and welcome back to another one of my scooter videos. About Lambretta mainly, not too much on Vespa, sorry. Apologise to all the Vespa owners that have got their wonderful Vespas out there, but it's not me. So today I'm going to show you bits and bobs. I've been playing with Joe Cosia's barrel, doing a few bits, playing around with the head for it, deciding on what I'm going to do. So let's shoot into it and see what's been going on. See you in a bit. Okay, that gives you some idea of the amount we're increasing the port by. Obviously I can't go too much because I'll go through the liner, but that will now increase flow down and into the exhaust port much wider. You don't need to have these ports up the side here and then going round the outside of the stud. Not really good flow going out, down, round the side. It's just exaggerated. It's much better to just flow everything down into your port like that. If you're gonna have windows in the side, they've got to be angled nicely and down into the exhaust port, not out round the stud hole and back in again. It helps, it does something, but it's not as efficient. The problem is having these studs in the barrel, and we're restricted on having these. We've got to have them in this position for the regs. If you could get rid of these, it'd be so much easier to do some work on the barrel and do much bigger ports. It's just that these are just what's stopping us. So we're basically working around these studs and the width of our exhaust port. So this is the best I can do with these studs in there. Unfortunately, just due to the regulations, we can't change it. So we're trying to do the best we can with Cosia's barrel and get some good speeds out of it. Let's see. Got plenty of other tricks in the armory to give us a few advantages, but we're not going to let on everything.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can see.
Hey, baby. Right, as you can see, we've been having a go at the head for it. It's pretty obvious it's a water cooled, so you already know we're going for a water cooled head. This is so we can control the temperature of the engine better and therefore run a slightly higher compression ratio and keep control of our engine temperature. If the engine temperature is good, you create more power. air cools never maintain engine temperature. They always get hotter and go outside of the perfect temperature that you require. So with this we can maintain a good engine temperature and therefore produce more power and constantly. So it's a bit loose on this one because it's set for a 72mm and this is 71.5. so the shape of the combustion chamber inside here, this is basically very similar to a Yamaha TZ. So we've gone for that shape, which is not the round dome. It's flat in the bottom and then angled in here. So we've got basically, it's angled there and then flat across the bottom. And this gives us a cool area on this part here. Nice little cool spot. And it helps to give you some more mid-range. So I've played around with heads a lot, all different types, and me gusta this one. So that's almost ready now. Bit more cleaning up and a polishing and it will be fine. So that's our water cooled head. I've already got a pump that fits direct drive off the crankshaft. That's upstairs somewhere. I'll have to fish it out, which is off a Minarelli engine running direct drive off the crank. So no pumps or batteries, and it's not going to rob any power because it's just plastic. It weighs practically nothing, and it's all it's needed for this, just for the head. Right, let's have a quick look at cubic capacity. So wait a minute, get back on. 72mm piston, 0.14 times 60mm stroke equals 244.1 cc. Okay, that's alright. It's not all about cc, is it? We'll have to make do with that. 244.1, good enough. Capacity. This beeth the old reed block that Joe was running, which is a Cagiva 125, and same as the NSR 125, I believe, reed block. So we are going to, it's pretty much, I've measured it against the Casa one, it's almost exactly the same size as the Casa Lambretta one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a V-force for this, because that reed block's a bit old and I want more volume. Because carb wise we're going to be going a big carb, obviously, probably a 39mm Cayenne D-slide. So I do like my Cayennes, so we'll be going for that. 39mm Cayenne should be big enough. And the exhaust system, it could be a handmade one, I think. So sometime in the future we'll be building an exhaust. That could be quite interesting, and doing the dimensions for it. So it could be an adjustable exhaust, I don't know yet. See how I'm feeling. So we can adjust the length, but that's difficult when you're trying to keep full bodywork. Could be, that could be a no-no. Trying to get an adjustable length underneath there is difficult. If you can keep the exhaust straight, it's easy, but I suppose it's possible. We'll have to see. We'll run it with a bolt-on exhaust first, obviously. Just run it with a cosia exhaust or something, just for testing and stuff, and then maybe make the exhaust later and see if we can improve on what cosia's putting out. So that's more or less it. I've got some porting to do. This barrel's already been shortened. It's already been shortened by 7mm because it's using the Kawasaki piston. So we're going to use 116mm rod, H2 750 triple piston, and a 60mm stroke crank. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put an 8mm packing plate on the bottom of this. So we've got a jacking plate 8mm, which allows us to do some nice porting into that packing plate, to make so we don't have to weld up the casings. We will port these. The standard ports will be matched in on the packing plate, and then the packing plate will be ported into this. The liner will be taken down here to give us more space, more flow into the transfer, and the piston is going to be reshaped as much as possible to aid flow into the transfer. So fair bit of work to do. Could be quite interesting for our quarter-mile jobby to see what we can do. Excellent. That is my plan, more or less. So as you can see, we've got the cosia project. The whole point of it is to go into the silhouette class. So I've already got the frame. I'll show you that in a different episode. That's already got progress been done. Fiberglass bodywork on it, fiberglass back end. Unfortunately we've got to use cosia's barrel, because that's what it's all about, is to use cosia's barrel and take cosia's bike down the track in his memory. So there's no going out and buying an SSR 250 or whatever we're going to do. Sorry, that's not going to happen. It's got to be this one. So I've got to make the best of it and improve everything I can. It was a good idea when we first did it for him, with the reed block and everything. He did some good times on it. I think he did a 13.7 second quarter once down at Smeartharp. Not bad. So it's got possibilities. Oh yes. And let's see what's going to happen. It's going to take a while. So this will probably be right through till next year before we get some serious progress done. Got to look for the right gearbox. We're not sure what gearbox we're going to be using yet, because when you're looking at 130 mile an hour, the cosia close ratio, no. Various other gearboxes, just not possible to get that top speed. So we're looking at possibly a GT200 gearbox or a custom gearbox. Not sure yet. 4-speed, because all the 5-speed gearboxes, even the AF one's taller. The AF one's taller ratios, I think, is it possible. I think that's what Keith Terry's using, the AF close ratio. But you run out of sprockets to try and get up to that top speed. So you really need a tall gearbox, and nobody's making a tall 5-speed or 6-speed that's that tall. They're aimed at the market for road use, you know, not for setting records. So we'll have to see in the future what we're going to pick. I've got a GT200 gearbox, so it's always a possibility. But then we've got to bridge them big gaps in the gears. So we need lots of torque. Well, let's see. Okay. Thanks for watching the update on the cosia barrel. Don't forget to subscribe and watch my channel. See you later.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here.